friends. Happy New Year. It is now January 3rd, Monday of 2022. Wow. um, and I decided that I am going to try, keyword being try. I'm not going to put like super amounts of pressure on myself to vlog every every week or every other week. It depends on how much footage I have. I think what I would like to do is every other week, and then the in between weeks being a floss tube video. But I don't know if I'm ever going to have enough content for two floss tube videos per month. So we'll see. But anyway, so books for January. There aren't really any actual readathons that I have made like specific TBRs for. There are a few like reading challenges and um, friends that I know of that are kind of doing their own read-alongs uh and one there's actually one readathon, and that is what I have been reading for this week as we started the new year. It's my first book of the new year. But anyway, so this is rambly already. That readathon is reading books about books in January, and that is hosted by Taking Tea with Catherine. And I was really excited that she was doing this readathon. And again, I'm not sure if that's the actual title of her readathon because it feels like it's really long, but that's what it's encompassing. Read books about books in January, something like that. I'll put all the information below and Catherine's video and everything. So, but for that, I don't know if I will read anything else for this readathon, but I wanted to pick up Tilly and the book, or no, sorry, Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales, the second book in the Pages and Co series. I have had this on my shelf since 2019 when it came out, because this is like the one and only book I've ever pre-ordered. If you know me and you've been following my channel, I don't actually own a ton of books. I own more than I ever thought that I would since starting BookTube, and this one is evidence of that. But I I tend to try to get a lot of books from the library, and I've been reading a lot of audiobooks in the past few years that I can get off of Scribd and my library systems. So this is one of the maybe 50-ish books on my shelves that are unread. So that's still, to me, that's a lot of books, but I know to some it's like, what? Only 50 books. But anyway, this I read the first book in the series, I don't know, probably 2018 for middle grade March. The first year I was on BookTube. Actually, I might not have even been on BookTube yet. Hold on, I gotta get some coffee. So I don't even know if I was on BookTube yet, but I read the first one and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the format of this book because it's very whimsical. There are letters like kind of falling off the page, and there's some nice illustrations in there. It's just a really fun time. And this follows Tilly, and she is what you would call a book wonder, which means she can wander in and out of classic books. And there's a lot more that goes into it about why she can do this, and that all happens in the first book. In this book, it's an extension of the first book where they are now searching for the villain. In the first book, he escaped, and they need to bring him to justice. And there's a lot of like middle grade-esque political intrigue in this. There's like people that are posturing to become like the lead in the investigation, and they're not really trustworthy, and there's like hidden things going on. And so I'm not even halfway through, honestly, guys. The first two uh, days of the month, I didn't really get a ton of reading done, which was kind of sad. I mean, that was my own fault because I was off. It was a Saturday and a Sunday, but I just did like so many other things that I just didn't really get as much physical reading done as I wanted to. So I'm taking this to work with me today because I have been off of work since Christmas Eve, and I had to go back today, which was very sad to wake up at like 6 as opposed to like 8, which is what I had been doing every day of my vacation. So it was a little bit of a struggle this morning, but I'm taking this to work with me and we'll see what I can get done on my breaks. So that is reading, and that's all I am reading right now. I have no audiobook. I am not reading 2 books at once except for my Bible because I'm starting a Bible in the year plan with my friends Amanda and Tara and now Jessica. So that will be fun. But that's just like a chapter or two of the Bible a day. And this morning I did it at 6 in the morning because I slept terribly and I was up super early. So this is going to be a long day. So anyway, that is book number 1. I will get back to you when I have something else to show you. I will show you my new start on a cross stitch project when I get home from work today, because I'm also hoping to work on that maybe a little bit during my breaks at work. So we'll see. I'm taking some options. All right, guys, I'm going to finish my coffee and go to work. Good morning, friends. Hopefully you can hear me over my heater, but I am on my way to work. It is 10-ish in the morning on Friday, so I haven't updated you all week. And we got some snow, not a lot of snow, but my job gave us all like a 2-hour delay and we could telework, so that was nice. So now I am getting ready to head to work, and I saw that Melissa from Libraries and Labradors is starting a 24-hour readathon for the weekend. So, and it's starting in like an hour, which on her time, which is like in California, or no, she's in Arizona. So I think that's like Central Time. I don't remember, but anyway. So being that I am going to be at work, I don't know what kind of actual reading time I will have. It seems like it's going to be a quiet day at work, but I never know. I say that and then it goes crazy. But I have not updated you because I am still working on the one book that I started reading on January 1st, which is Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales. So my goal is to have that book done by the end of the weekend so that I can start another buddy read. So I'm going to work on that for Melissa's 24-hour readathon. I also have a beta read that I should have been done with already, and I'm not. And the lady that I'm beta reading for is being very nice and not like worried about it at all. So, but I do want to try to get that done for her. So I can't really talk about that one, but I might try to get a significant chunk of that one done. And then if I can't actually do any physical reading, I downloaded the Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens on my Scribd on an audiobook, so I might start that one. So I will update you a little later and tell you what I've been able to accomplish. Okay, I better get to work. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Ooh, you guys, I forgot to update you on my cross-stitch progress. I started this polar bear abode on the 1st of the year. It was my New Year's new start. And it's just a tiny little piece that I'm going to make into an ornament or something, probably just with a hoop finish this year, because I'm not that great at finishing things yet, so I want to keep it simple. But it is now Saturday, the 8th, as I am filming this, and I'm almost done. Look at him, he's so cute. This is apparently Phil the polar bear. The description on the back of the pattern says his name is Phil. So I think I only have these ornaments and the tree and the rest of the roof to do, and then I think I will be done. So yeah, the next floss tube video I film, I should have this as a finish, and hopefully some progress on some other things. Yay! Hello friends, it is now Saturday the 8th, and I have just finished reading Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales by Anna James. This is the second book in the Pages & Co. Series. It is a middle grade mystery type fantasy type series about a little girl and her friend who can wander into classic books of any type, and this one focuses on fairy tales. So this one I am going to give it, I would say, a 4.5 stars. It says 5 stars on Goodreads, and I'm going to use Storygraph this year as well, I think, and I think you can do half stars on that one. So I will probably be putting it at 4.5 stars on the Storygraph. So the reason that I gave it a 4.5 instead of 5 was because Tilly is, in this one, kind of your typical angsty tween, that she just thinks that all of the adults are against her, and that they should be treating her like an adult, basically, that knows what she's doing all the time, and they're just trying to impose all these rules on her, and they should just trust her to make her own decisions. And it's like, yeah, you're like 10, kid. That's not how this works. So it wasn't too bad, though. She really didn't start getting that way until probably like a little over halfway through the book. And it's a fairly chunky book. I don't know if you are familiar with Pages & Co. series. The printing is big because it's a middle grade, and then there are fun illustrations in this. And let's see if I can find one where like well, of course I can't find any of the pages trying to flip through this that like the words kind of fall off the page and stuff like that. It's really fun to actually read a physical copy of this book because of all the pictures, obviously, the illustrations, and just the way the book is formatted is just really interesting and engaging, I think, for, well, both kids who are reading it and obviously adults, because that's one of the reasons I really like reading a physical copy of this book. So anyway, so the angstiness of Tilly was annoying, but of course, in the end, without giving spoilers, the angstiness kind of gets her in trouble because she thinks she knows more than she does. And she trusts people that she shouldn't trust just because they're trying to treat her like an adult, kind of a thing. And it gets her in trouble. So, and it turns out that she's not smarter than an adult. Shocking. So, but some adults, yes, but the adults that are the good people in this story, she's not smarter than them. They kind of have a little bit more life experience than her, and kind of know how to do things. So it turns out working out well for me as an adult reading this, because I think if it came out that the adults were like, "Oh, we never expected that. Tilly, you're so, like insightful, and you are smarter than us." I would have been like, "Okay, we're done here." So, but the reason why I gave it 4.5, almost 5 stars, was because immediately upon finishing this book, it makes me want to pick up the third book in the series, which of course I do not own yet, but I am going to rectify that situation shortly and order it, I believe. So I don't know what that one is even called. I have to look it up, but I know that the third one is out. I don't know if there's any more in the series yet. But I've had this since I think like 2019. So there might be a fourth one, or maybe the third one is the last one in the series. I don't know. If you know, let me know. So that's that. And I should say that Melissa from Library and Labradors was doing a 24-hour readathon. I did not read for 24 hours. I'm too old for that kind of thing these days. But I did use it kind of as a motivator to read a lot of last night. So I was able to get like, I think I read like 112 pages between the end of work and but when I went to bed last night, which is pretty good for me, physically reading. And I finished up the last 90 pages this morning, so that is like pretty good for me for a 24-hour readathon, I would say. So yay! Thank you, Melissa, for hosting that and letting us all join you. So next. Oh, well, I should say, while I'm not putting it on Goodreads, I am rereading Macbeth with my friend Kelly from Books I'm Not Reading. And that was kind of like a last minute decision on our part to start another Shakespeare buddy read in January. So we are reading through Macbeth. We're on Act 3 at this point, or we just finished Act 3. So that was another thing that I listened to at work yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Um, and I can pretty much listen to that one at this point because I have read it before and I've been in kind of like play versions of it, not really the full play, but I've been in like scenes and a farce that kind of is a play on Macbeth, so I'm pretty familiar with the story. So it's one that I can kind of listen to on audiobook and still know what's going on. So normally that's not really the way it is with plays, because in audiobook versions of plays, they don't tend to be like, Banquo says this, Macbeth says this, Lady Macbeth says this. It's just like all big, one big long, and it's all usually the same narrator. So I'm like, I don't know who the heck's talking because I don't really understand the language. So I usually listen to it and read a physical copy. So I'm kind of doing that, but I'm pretty much more listening to it for Macbeth, but that's okay. So the next thing that I'm going to be picking up is another buddy read with my friend Joe Smith, and we are starting Ruth by Elizabeth Gaskell. This is the last of Gaskell's main works that I have to read to finish my project to read all of Gaskell. I will still have some of her short stories to read, but this is my last of her full-length novels to read. And I hear that this is very depressing, as you can probably tell from that lovely picture on the front of this. It is probably not going to be happy, but that's fine. It's winter. This is a very wintry cover. And, winter can be kind of depressing. So it works. But, and to add to the depression, I think I'm going to start this on audiobook today while I take down Christmas. Sad. I hate taking down Christmas. I do kind of like, kind of getting things all cleaned off and, having, because like Christmas is a lot of things, a lot of clutter. So, I do kind of like the like fresh start thing, but I miss having my tree and the pretty lights and the coziness. So it will be a sad day, but It's fine, it's time, it's January 8th, even if I was taking it toward to up to Epiphany, that is over, so now it's just heading into that, laziness factor of not wanting to take down Christmas. So, I'm going to do that today. I'm going to listen to my chapters of Ruth, and then probably watch some booktube and try to cross stitch. So, I will probably end this here. And yeah, because it's Saturday. I didn't really do a lot of updating this week, but I didn't really finish a whole lot of things. Just one book basically. So, but that's fine. I'm easing into the year. So, all right, friends, I hope you are having a lovely start to 2022, and I will see you in my next video. All right, bye.